Okay, you guys, I'm going to take you for a walk from the old county road to where there's an opening in the stone wall here. See that? That may tell you there's an entrance to a property or a field. So that's a good signal. It's time to explore, and that's how I found these cellar holes. These cellar holes are on the 1857 map. This cellar hole was first occupied by William Merriam and his wife in the around 1857, and then later in the 1870s it was occupied by Marcy, who I assume is how Marcy Hill got its name. And then we have this: no trespassing without written permission. But guess what? Yours truly has written permission. So on we go. I'm just going to do a quick video for you guys so you can see how beautiful it is out here. And, you know, kind of get an idea of where I've been digging around. Now this stuff here, basically what I got hurt in, I was just jumping across a small part of the stream and end up sinking about 2 feet down into this stuff. So I don't know if it's quicksand or something like it, but this land has a very high, this part of the hill has a very high water level, and there's a spring up there. I don't know if we're going to make it to the spring or not, but I'm pretty sure that's what feeds this here, and that goes all the way down alongside of the road. You can see the stone wall of the road and a bit of a brook going on there. Alright, so let's turn around. This first cellar hole here is where I found the tin shoe sole templates. Don't try to say that 3 times fast, but anyway, I first thought it was a cobbler shop, but then I realized that back then you probably fixed your own shoes. So if you had to cut some new soles for your shoes, you had a set of these shoe sole templates. This is what I think is the entrance to this cellar hole. And there was a fire here. I found a lot of molten glass, so a lot of the window pane is actually globular from being melted. I have old handmade bricks in here. These are the parts I managed to dig up from around the site. Now these things were all over the place, and when I look at parts of the stove and they're bowed out, this thing looked like it exploded, and I'm not sure if that's the source of the fire. I checked to see if this site was one of the ones that may have been burned back in the day, intentionally. This wasn't our land. Always got to remember that. This is the first well. I don't know if we're going to get all the wells. There is another one, and like I said, a spring. This is the first well and the first cellar hole. William Merriam, later Marcy. Pretty cool. And a little stone wall that sort of connects this first cellar hole to the second one, which I didn't know existed because of this huge tree that fell down. It's definitely covering the view of the cellar hole. I ended up walking around and looking in from way down there, and then I could see it's another cellar hole, and that's where I found the harmonica reeds and some other pretty cool items that I'm going to post when I get around to it. And we're just going to be real careful here. This is a good knoll that they picked to put that cellar hole on. Peek down the corner here. You can see that tree. I believe this tree just outgrew its trunk and snapped off. the first good wind that came along. But I will tell you right now, I believe this tree is at least 100 years old, maybe more. To check with some of my environmental study friends on that one. So, yep, there's a foundation, a cell hole down there. And I'm not going to jump up there. You can see some metal dug up, just scraping around, set it up there to kind of keep track of it and see what else we can find. So right now we're heading towards the barn. This is the second cell hole. Is those huge pieces of iron flanged pipe. Not sure what that's about, but I gathered those up and set them all in the same area. So yeah, there's the trunk. Look at that. What a mighty tree, huh? You wouldn't want that falling on your house. So there's some more of the cellar hole, some more metal that I dug up. Looks like a pail of some sort. Look at that. Unbelievable. So we are gingerly going to head down this way and up to the barn. And Miss Taylor came out and found a nice big barn door hinge that I will post as a separate post there, photo of it. All right, so just got to be careful. I'm just getting back on my feet. So you guys, if this is a little warbly, please forgive me. I'm in no pain, so this is more like physical therapy right now than anything else. I'll say plenty of water, lots of water, and arnica gel on my injured leg. Boy, that really helped a lot with the bruising and stuff. So enough of that. Here's the barn. This is a barn. So one part of the barn foundation, I guess. And I think I haven't been with Taylor. She found this hinge and kind of described it to me and said she left the rake nearby. So I was able to find all that. And I set my knapsack down and then went way back out to start the video from the beginning. This is where she found the hinge. So that's kind of like one wall of the barn, and this is the other. It goes out that way and then that way. It wasn't very big, but may have not been anything more than just a place to house some animals with a gate on it, but that's where she found the hinge. Because there's the rake. And she dug it out with the top of the rake. So it's a little rough, but she got the hinge out. You guys will get a kick out of that. So anyway, there's a lot of metal in the ground here. There's a lot of iron. And at some point, I'll be up here with my Bounty Hunter Land Ranger Pro metal detector. And I'm going to start looking around for some coins, you know. See if I can find something really cool. Pretty happy so far. All right, so this is where we got to watch out. This is kind of like the area where I went down, trying to get back up here, but enough of that. So, really wet in here. Very high water table, like I said. And came up in here, kind of poking around, noticing all this water real close to the surface. And that's how I found this spring. Old spring with a big iron pipe sticking out. What do you think about that? That was a nice find, I think. Look at that. And in later years, look at that black hose. Somebody's been siphoning some water out of that spring. This hose just leads up the hill And I followed it up there. There's a house that it leads to. So at one time, people were using this for get some water, you know. Pretty cool. I don't know how long ago. It's a rubber hose. I mean, here it is again. Interesting how that makes me think even more that, yeah, that's a spring. There is another well down that way. I have pictures of that. I think I may have posted them, so I'm not going to go down there. You guys can look at the pictures. They're on my Facebook page. So yeah, stone wall here, see? So this could have been an area where the animals came to graze. It's pretty much wide open for the most part, with the exception of some new trees. So yeah, I'm thinking grazing area. A barn, place to let them out. Yep, right through that door on the corner. And yeah, makes sense, right? Take a minute, look around, read the landscape, and you'd be surprised what you can find out. All right, so I'm going to cut this video short, and there'll be some others. Hopefully some cool metal detecting ones. So, you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video.